There we go. I'm not sure how excited you are about this content, but let me tell you, I am very excited. For people who don't know, we do a lot of shopping vlogs on this channel, and Entenmann's is like one of my favorite store-bought bakery brands that you can get. I have been looking for these, and people that have been watching this long enough know that since we did the first Entenmann's video, I'm looking for these guava cheese puffs this whole time. I finally found them in a ShopRite in Rochelle Park, New Jersey, so I'm super excited about that. But I've had pretty much everything else you can have from Entenmann's except for these sprinkled cookies, sugar cookies, man, this is crazy, and some cinnamon swirl buns. So there's only 3 things today, only 3 things today. So without further ado, man, I'm going to get into this. We've had a very funny, eventful day. Maybe I'll tell the story at the end. If you watch my main channel, you probably will know this story by now, but I thought it was funny as hell. But I'll tell you at the end of the video more than likely. Let's do these guava cheese puffs from Entenmann's. You know what? You can just... There you go. Big old puffs. Pause. There we go. A lot of times I get these, and there's like literally no filling on the inside. At least this looks like it does have filling, but they seem kind of dry. I haven't been this let down in a very long time. Like, this is what's hot in the streets. Their puffs are very dry. This is the second one I've had from them. And it's just not hitting. I don't even want to take another bite. My rule is usually to take 2 bites, so we're gonna. But I just feel like you should fill these puffs more. Look, it's puff pastry. I've had plenty of puff pastry. It's never this dry. Never. And as far as the guava cheese part, the guava's there. I don't really get a lot of the cheese. And if you're asking me what my expectations were, Entenmann's usually does a good job of emulating good bakery items. I went to ShopRite the other day, in the same day, and I tried their guava cheese things they had. You can check my ShopRite video, the last one I had, and you'll see how much better that was with the cheese content. But this, again, you can just see it's not bringing in the points. Damn, I'm let down. I would never get these again. I'm glad I didn't like go crazy hunting for these, because if I would have went hunting for them and got them, I'd have been mad as hell. I'm gonna give these a 3 out of 10. The one thing that I think I'm kind of realizing I don't really like from Entenmann's, I don't know why I just did that, because I'm just angry and disoriented, is their puffs. No puffies. Never. Next up, we'll go to the sugar cookie, man. This is crazy, because this is going to be a relatively straightforward one. I've just never had it. Like, I don't really expect much from these, but we try everything on this channel, because one thing I learned, we had an adage that, I mean, this is pretty much everybody says something like this, but we kind of lived by it. When I was in college, me and my friends, we had a group of friends, my teammates we used to hang out with, two other people we used to hang out with, and we used to always say this, because it was the realest thing, obvious thing. You never know. And what that really meant in that case was, like, a lot of times when you aren't looking for something or you least expect it, you never know what can happen. So, you know, take that chance as long as it's not going to hurt anyone or yourself and those sorts of things. And a lot of times something will happen where, you know, it'd be like, how the hell we end up? You never know, man. And that's really what it was. So you never know. These sugar cookies actually do smell really good and buttery. These are good. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm not the biggest sugar cookie guy, but I know a decent sugar cookie when I have one. I can't keep saying sugar cookie. And these are buttery. They got these little sprinkles on there, which they love to add to things like this. I don't really like the taste of sprinkles. I know it sounds weird. These, like, they have like a weird aftertaste, a lot of them. But if you dunk these in some milk, you can work with them. They're not better than the chocolate chip boneless or the double fudge chocolate boneless, or really anything from Entenmann's, but this is at least what I expect from a company that puts out good baked goods like Entenmann's. Would 100% eat these. Big glass of milk, or some vanilla ice cream, and call it a day. Not elite, but definitely workable. I'll give them a 7. And finally, the cinnamon swirl buns. I heated one up already, because I figured it would be smarter to just get that out of the way. I'm going to try one at room temp. First, though, these don't look great. There's something about, I know that it's because of the tin, but I don't like this. See that? It just makes me feel like it's more store-bought, and a lot of their other stuff doesn't give that vibe off. They need something to make these less dry. I like the taste of them. I do not like the dry of them. But maybe if you heat them up, right, get them going, could work. Don't eat those at room temp. But here we go. No, they're still pretty dry. Their cinnamon buns are kind of like bready. Cinnamon rolls usually don't have the texture of just bread, but they have that. I don't know if you want to call it yeasty like the donuts, but Cinnabon, as opposed to this, is the texture I'm looking for with a cinnamon roll. They're not overly sweet either, which I don't mind, but this almost tastes closer to like a honey bun, but drier with their icing. It's not bad. Like, I wouldn't throw these out, but I just feel like Entenmann's. Let me see if the middle part. Yeah, still. It's rough. Of all the things I expect to be good today, the sugar cookies are the best thing, which is just a rarity. These are just a little too dry. And I don't really like them that much. Again, I wouldn't throw them out. You can definitely heat them up in some milk, like get by, but the standard that Entenmann's has, this is just not up to the standard. This just seems a lot more packaged than a lot of the stuff that they have. A mid-store bakery roll. Like, I would rather get a honey bun from anywhere than this. So I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 10. I'm going to tell the story real quick of what happened today. If you watch my first channel, some of you guys will have seen this already. But I just went to McDonald's to do their McDonald's Land meal. And it comes with the shake called the McDonald's Land Shake. So I've been filming in restaurants recently a lot. I feel like some people don't realize that this is my second channel and not my main channel. So let me backtrack just for a second. If you only watch the videos on this channel, the More King Schratz channel, there is a King Schratz channel. This is the More part of it, where I do like regular food reviews. And that's all that's on that page is regular food content, nothing else. So desserts and snacks and whatever the hell else I want to do, go on this channel. That's why I made this second channel. I didn't think people would watch it, but they have. So I really thank y'all for that. Anyway, back to the original story. Recently, again, on the main channel, we've been outside more than ever this last like 3 or 4 months, especially in the summer. I usually get in my car more in the summer and do car, but I don't like eating in my car. So this summer I said, you know what, we're just going to go inside more. We're going to go do videos inside of the restaurants, and whatever happens, happens. I've enjoyed doing it, but obviously because you're in a public setting, there's a lot of workarounds and people that and sometimes music and whatever. And I expect that. This isn't a complaint. This is just things that in a studio, the lighting is controlled, the sound is controlled, the camera, I can much more control the environment. All that to just say this. So I sit down at my table with my McDonald's Land meal, my 2 McDonald's Land shakes. I got 2 different meals. They have 2 meals. And I sit down, and within 1 minute of starting filming, I went to grab a hot mustard, and my elbow hit the shake. The shake falls on the floor. It explodes everywhere. When I mean everywhere, I mean everywhere. There's a trash, the recycle thing is probably about 5 feet behind me. It hit that. It hit my legs. It hit the chair. It hit, because it's like a chair with 2 like a booth. It hit the booth in front of me. And even worse, there was a dude there with his significant other and their child. And it hit the back of his arms as well. Not a lot, but enough that drops, and it's enough that he felt the damn thing. And it was just hella embarrassing. And, I got up immediately and was like, my bad, bro, it fell. And not because I'm like scary and stuff like that. One, because I'm respectful, and I don't think that that's cool. Like, if I was sitting there with my kids and that happened, I'd have been like, bro, what the hell? So I got up immediately just to kind of be like, nah, it was an accident, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't want him to think that I was some sort of YouTube prankster, because I'm sitting there, with the camera propped up. You know how those pranksters on YouTube, like those nuisance people, will go mess with people, like they'll throw stuff and act like they didn't do it. And so I didn't want him to think I was doing nothing like that. So long story short, I apologized, like everything was cool. And I sat back down. Towards the end of the thing, the woman that was with him asked what my YouTube channel was, what I do. She asked me what my name was. They were nice about it, so I appreciate that. And when I'm about to leave, I'm talking to someone else recognized me. So I'm sitting there having a conversation, and I'm putting my stuff back in my bag. I have a camera bag. So I guess in the midst of the conversation, I've said this in my everyday carry videos, but I have 2 phones, right? So I mistakenly didn't put my phone back in my bag. I only took 1 phone with me. Didn't realize it at the time, but I walk out to McDonald's, and I hear, yo, my man. And it's the dude I spilled the shake on. He brings me, he's like, you forgot your phone, bro. I'm like, damn. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Just imagine somebody spilling a shake on your back and having an insult to injury, and him being such a nice person that because a lot of people, if that would have been, because again, it was an accident, there was no malicious intent whatsoever, but a lot of people might have been like, F that guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? So really nice of him to do it. We in New Jersey. A lot of people would have said F him and just left it like, damn, he forgot his phone. That sucks. So I appreciate it, man. But I hate making messes and drawing attention to myself. The McDonald's was packed. There's mad people there. I had to have somebody clean it. So if you watch the video, there's a cleaning lady. She knew I was filming behind me the whole time. Embarrassing. I feel like 3-year-olds do that. And then I had to top it off with this mid Entenmann's, which is like a rarity. But anyway, enough yapping. I had to tell you all that story because it just happened. I thought it was funny as hell. No outro on this channel.